Hello world, and welcome to Jazz's Corner for all things geek. Hey guys, we're back. We got an awesome show here for you, so stay tuned. Welcome back guys, and today we're going to Disney World. Well, not actually today, but we are planning a trip. You guys will go along for that ride. That will be in my next video. But today we're going to talk about what you should and should not bring to the park, how you should plan for it, what you need, what you don't need, and what you should definitely leave at home or in the car. Alright guys, without further ado, let's get to it. Alright guys, for starters, security. We all know Disney has gotten a lot more security conscientious, and I can't say I blame them. So you know, if you're going to the park, if you're bringing one of these, it's going to get searched. Now, I actually always bring a backpack with me, just because I know that, especially when I got a family with me, the people are going to want stuff, I'm going to want stuff, so I try to be a little intelligent about how I pack, and in here included some very useful items and some other stuff here and there. But know this, and know people are going to go through your backpack. Please plan accordingly. If you've got inappropriate material or illicit substances, please remove them before you get inspected by a guy wearing a mouse ears as a badge. You don't want that experience. No. Yeah, no. Bad. Alright, let's talk about some prohibited items. First of all, and this is kind of sad but true, yes, lightsabers, especially by adults, are prohibited. Now, they do sell lightsabers in the park, and even as adults, you're allowed to buy them, although they will not allow you to sword play or fight unless you're doing one of the special events things, and that's very choreographed and very coordinated. So know that you cannot bring a lightsaber in the park. Even if you buy it from the park, you cannot take it back in with you. They won't allow it. That's kind of a safety thing. I get it, but it's true. So, lightsabers, no. Okay. Yes, I guess it goes without saying, blasters are not allowed to. In fact, we're going to talk about dress up here in just a second. But yeah, blasters are anything that resembles a weapon, even if that's their official stuff, you cannot bring it into the park. It doesn't matter if you're 2 years old or you're 200. Leave them in the car. It should go without saying, guns. Real or toy, do not bring them in the park. I don't care if you're a concealed weapons holder. You guys know me. I'm a very strong Second Amendment supporter. I'm a concealed weapons holder. Firearms are a no-go in the park. Even law enforcement, if you're off duty, they will either ask you to secure it or they will make you leave. It's their property. You got to respect their rights. No guns. Alright guys, we know no guns, no knives. Even a little teensy pocket folding knife or my SOG Tactical Flash 2, again, leave it in the park. They are going to do metal detectors. You know that's going to happen, guys. That's something new as well with the Disney security. But again, no pocket knives. There you go. Like I said, we're going to talk a little bit more about Disney security, but they say none of this, period. They mean it. Alright. Alright, guys, on to the next thing. Prohibited. Drones. Yeah, this is kind of a surprising one, then not so much. Drones are not allowed in the park, even though they may operate them. For one, there's a lot of little kids, that kind of stuff. Trust me, crashing a drone into somebody hurts. On top of it, it's just not safe. They have a lot of low-flying aircraft, they have a lot of birds, they have a lot of attractions. The last thing they want is you in the middle of the jungle cruise, oh, look at the snake. Gotta love our special effects. Yeah, no. Leave them at home. They will make you get rid of these. Either take it to your car, take it back to the hotel, or they'll make you throw it out. These are expensive. You don't want to do that. Last but not least, alcohol, particularly in glass bottles. Yes, most parks now serve alcohol, and you certainly can drink, although they will not allow you to drink to inebriation. This is Disney, not the local bar. Alcohol, especially glass bottles, no go. Do not bring this in the park. Do not try to sneak it in. You're not going to get very far. They have a cast member literally on every 10 feet. They're going to see you with this. They don't mind you drinking. But glass bottles are a no-go. People don't always wear the appropriate footwear, plus kids all the time. And on top of it, they want to control how much alcohol you have because they don't want you to get drunk. Leave the beer at home. Alright guys, very simple rules. Don't try to break them, and don't try to think you can get away with it. Trust me, Disney deals with it every single day. And the worst thing is, when you act stupid, well, you're going to get a special reward. These. Matching pair, very nice. I prefer not to wear them. You should too. Alright guys, I'll tell you what to pack up here in just 1 second. And now from a word from our sponsor. Welcome back guys. I've got with me here my backpack, chock full of stuff I normally bring. Now I normally bring a backpack big enough that I can pack a few goodies. This is always a good idea. This is a bag full with some candies and snacks, stuff that does not melt. Please don't bring chocolate. This is Florida. It is 80 to 90 degrees 10 months out of the year. Then it's 100 degrees or 30 degrees the other 2 months. Don't bring chocolate. But small snacks are not prohibited. They don't care if they're homemade or anything like that. You can bring food and drinks to the park. They're generally very reasonable. Just glass containers and alcohol are their issue. But I usually bring a gallonized Ziploc bag, usually with some smoked almonds, some crackers, some candy. And I'm going to probably buy some snacks in the park as well, but at least, you got all the other fun stuff in there, and oh, I got to have that chocolate fudge. But always pack a little bit of small snacks. These are great for the kids, especially standing in lines. You're going to stand in lines. Even with a fast pass, you're still going to be in line for a good little bit. Even 10 or 15 minutes. Some of the big attractions, you can be waiting 2-3 hours. Having something to snack on is a good idea. As I said, I tend to have a backpack that's big enough to hold a small lunchbox. Usually, I store bottled drinks. I'll usually freeze a bottle of water if I want to keep something cold. Like if I pack a sandwich, if I know I'm going on the cheap, I'll usually go to Publix or Subway, get a couple of deli subs, pack them in here, I'm good for the day. Something else to keep in mind, spare clothes, shirts and socks. Kids go through it, they have accidents, us adults occasionally step in stuff or have a bad day. Splash Mountain in the middle of December when it decides to get cold. A spare shirt or two is always great, especially if you get caught out in the rain. It sucks wearing wet clothes all day long, or messy clothes. You always want to play for that. Speaking of rain, go to your local Target or Walmart, spend approximately $1 to $2 and get one of these. These are single-use emergency ponchos. They are a lifesaver. Here in Florida, the weather changes constantly. It'll rain for all of about 15 minutes, be a torrential downpour, and then it'll be done for the rest of the day and it's kind of muggy. If you don't like the weather in Florida, just wait 15 minutes. It'll change. These are great. I tend to stay in the parks, and even if it's lightning and thundering, so long as they don't shut down the rides. Even if they shut down the rides, they don't shut them all down. I will generally still stay in the park because they'll reopen it on up. This is $2 max. They're great to have on hand, and they're a lot cheaper than the $23 ponchos that you buy at Disney. I cannot stress this enough. We are in Florida. Sunscreen. You must have sunscreen. The spray top works great, especially for kids, or if you have hairy arms. I also prefer the paste type, or the lotion type. Works very well, especially on the face and the head. Pack your sunscreen. It is sunny 12 months out of the year. Sunscreen. You got to have it. Here's something I tend to pack. Not everybody does, and of course, Star Wars. Band-Aids. Your kids are going to get hurt. You might get hurt. Little bumps and bruises. They drop on the concrete, whatever. It's a good idea to have this. Maybe carry some little Neosporin. It's a good idea. There's something very important. Any medication you might require. Now, for me, I have pretty much level from naproxen and frequent heartburn. But if you have blood pressure issues, you have diabetes, you have asthma, do not forget your medication. It'll save your life. Guys, if you live on your phone or you have teenagers, it might be a good idea to bring a battery pack and an appropriate length cable, and make sure it's the right cable for your devices. But it's a good thing to have. For one, the Disney app is on your phone. That's how your fast passes are reserved, although once you reserve them, you no longer need to go on the app to grab them. But quite frankly, if you can remember the exact time of all 3 of your fast passes for the day, you do better than I do, especially getting my head shaken on a rocket roller coaster 5 times in a row. Don't judge me. Grab a battery pack. Speaking of phones and kids, a good set of headphones is always a good idea. They're great, especially if you're waiting in line and you've got a tablet or a phone where your kid's playing on it. You don't want to disturb your neighbors. Bring a good set of headphones, just something portable that the kids can wear. It's also great for the teenagers when they want to listen to their music while they're waiting in line, or don't want to do this, or, oh my God, why are we here? Bring a good set of headphones. You will thank me for this. Alright guys, that's it for what I pack. We're going to come up next here in just a moment. We're going to talk about what you should and should not wear. Alright guys, stay tuned. Cell phone world, your one-stop shop for cell phones, tablets, hoverboards, computers, full service and repair, servicing the greater Jacksonville area. And we're back. Alright guys, back to what you should and should not wear. Well, what you should wear are comfortable clothes. Do not wear 20 pounds of black leather. I don't care if that's what is your thing. Disney walking around, and there is a lot of walking. Yeah, that's on to my next thing. You don't want to wear uncomfortable clothes. Hey, it's Florida. You generally come here during the summer, but even the wintertime is still fairly warm. You're being very active. You're constantly moving in and out. Dress appropriately. If it's cold, I suggest you dress in layers. Don't just bring this one big heavy coat you have to constantly take on and off. Not going to go well. Plan smartly. Alright guys, speaking of walking everywhere, Crocs and flip-flops are not appropriate footwear for Disney. The entire Disney parks spread bigger than the entire island of Manhattan. You don't want to be wearing loose-fitting, unsupported shoes, and I love my Crocs. I wear them just about everywhere. You do not want to be wearing these walking that much. You will have blisters the size of pancakes before the halfway through the day. And if you're going for multiple days, you might as well just rent a wheelchair and be done with it. Don't do it. Appropriate shoes. Yes, I pretty much wear all black shoes. Don't judge me. These will save your life. I don't wear dress shoes. It's not a good idea. They don't breathe. Good, comfortable tennis shoes, walking shoes, running shoes, cross trainers, whatever you want. Hiking boots. Something you're comfortable being on your feet for long hours. You're going to be standing in line. You're going to be staying in line for restaurants. You're going to be staying in line for the park. You very rarely get to sit down. While they do have a few benches and some nice outdoor tables, unless you're at a sit-down restaurant, you're going to be constantly moving. And trust me, your kids will drag you constantly. Comfortable shoes. Now, what not to wear? Well, anything inappropriate. Let's start with that. If you have a giant picture of a marijuana leaf on your t-shirt, they're not going to let you in the park. If you have a shirt that says, I like boobies, and it's printed, yeah, no. Use common sense. They're not going to let you in just wearing a bathing suit, with the exception being the actual water parks. Do not try to get in. It's not going to go well. If you attempt to disrobe afterwards, they will make you get dressed and or leave. It's their property, guys. Respect it. Speaking of that, there's something else you can't wear, especially if you're a little older. Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. Yeah. Costumes. If you're over the age of 12, even if you're a die-hard Star Wars fan, like I am, you cannot dress up in the Disney parks. For one, that tends to ruin the magic for the kids. Especially if you're dressed up as a Jedi, and some little child walks up to you and says, "Teach me the Force," yeah, well, if you're going to try to help them out, of course, if you're a good soul. If you're not, well, anyways, not to judge. Do not wear costumes in the park. Goes back to the lightsabers, but again, they're not going to let you wear costumes. We've all heard the story of adults that are making their dreams come true by dressing up as Tinkerbell or Minnie and then getting kicked out of the park. Do not try to sneak them in and dress them later. They will make you leave. If you try to run, you will go to jail. And Disney does have a jail. Oh, yes, they do. So, no costumes. Guys, again, let's go back to what we should wear. This is Florida. This is called the Sunshine State for a reason. A good ball cap. Trust me, especially if you're bald-headed like I am, sunburns hurt. It tends to rain, we have inclement weather, lots of sun. Wear a hat. Trust me, your head will thank you. Even if you've got a full head of hair, you can still get sunburnt on your head. Trust me. Sunglasses. Good quality sunglasses, but ones that you're not afraid to lose. You tend to wear them on rides, you tend to run around a lot. Good quality sunglasses, always important. Well guys, that's all I've got for you today. Next video will include my next trip to Walt Disney World, covering 3 days, 3 parks, 3 great adventures. It's a lot of threes. It's a trifecta. Anyways, we're looking forward to seeing you next time. As always, stay jazzy. Get your geek on.